Luke from Korg here at GAK.co.uk. Today we're looking at the fantastic VOLCA KICK. So brand new product from us, and it really continuing the line of the VOLCAs. It's the 6th in the family, and let's have a closer look. So with the kick, we've got an analogue kick generator. So it's all about the kick drum with this, but it's also great because you can, if you want to, get involved with some bass sounds in it as well. So what we've done is we've been able to isolate all the different portions of the kick drum sound and break it down to the pulse, which is like the click, the main body resonance of the sound using this great MS-20 resonator. We've basically got the MS-20 filter built in here, and we can also hear the thump separately as well. So we can really mold those three elements together to create all types of different sounds. So let's have a listen to them individually first. So this one is just a click sound, which I can then shape using the pulse. So I can change the level, and also I can colour it. So you can hear the pitch changing then. Then you've got what I call the main thump of the sound, which sounds like that, which you can change with this bend and time parameter. So you can get that kind of real zappy sound as well. And then of course you've got the main body resonance of the sound, which is where this MS-20 pitchable filter really comes into play. So you can actually then play like a bass synth if you want, tune it. But the fun really starts when you start putting these three elements together. So let's layer them together, and then you've got this sort of sound. So you've also got an envelope, so you can have a long decay, or you can snap it up a bit, soften up the attack, obviously tune it. And of course we've got our step sequencer built in here, as with all the other VOLCAs, and they all sync together with these cables which come included. So it makes it very easy to get your groove going however many VOLCAs you've got. So if I press play now, it'll play my pattern in the tempo that I set, which is here. It's 1/8.5 at the moment. If I press step mode, then you can see these are the steps. If I want to put in more steps, I can just add them in. I've also got a neat thing here called bend reverse, which means I can reverse this bend parameter on any of the steps I want. So the first step, I can reverse it, I'll put it back to normal. So we've got 16 different places I can save patterns, but it also saves the sound, so all the parameters here, which is great. So you can have lots of different kick drums already saved, or bass sounds, or however you want to arrange it. So in slot number 6 there, I've got another pattern. So I want to show you the drive and the tone parameters as well. So what the drive does is it gives you a bit more grit and grime. And the tone is exactly what it says. So it rolls off the highs until you're left with just a low. Let's go into my next memory. So here we've got a pattern. The great thing is it records not just your notes which you play or step in, it also records motion record. So you can see that that's lit at the moment. What that means is that I can basically record in real time any movements I make to the knobs. So if I play it and I want to play around with the decay, for example, but I want to record that, I can just hit record and this will now record. And it lights up to tell me that I've recorded that. Let's do the same thing with this bend control and put a little bit of thump to a couple of the notes. Hit record, here we go. So now that's recorded in as well. I've got my VOLCA sample here as well, so let's add a little hi-hat to it. And I said, because they're synced, they're in the same tempo, so this one will slave. Another couple of features to show you. We've got touch effects here. So this has its own dedicated button. So this is a new thing on the VOLCAs, and it allows you to do all of these different effects at the touch of a button. So I've got my pattern going. Let's press touch effects, and then you can see these are rolls, really quick ones, like triplet fills, half times. You can also change the pitch. You can even randomize the pitch. As well as bringing stuff like slides and accents as well. Talking about accents, we've got the ability now with its own knob and button here to bring in accents per step. So let's crank it, press accent. So these ones that are spiking out, these higher notes, let's accent them, and maybe some towards the end. So you get some nice dynamics going up and down within the pattern, and then you can just turn that off if you want as well. Let's hear that with some drums. We've also, of course, added swing onto here. We have it on some of the other VOLCAs as well, like the VOLCA sample here. So what's great is that I've got a swing parameter. So if I set them both to the same, say 30, then you'll get a nice kind of dotted feel to what's going on. So you get a kind of shuffle feel to it. Or straighten it up. We've also got active step. I really like this feature, and this is on all of the VOLCAs. So what this means is that you're allowed to take in and out different steps. So for instance here, I've got all steps playing, so let's have a listen. Sync it with this. So now if I wanted to take some steps out, you get a kind of random pattern. Or I can just take out one step, and then it will just cyclically over time slightly drift out of time and then back in again. So you can get some really fantastic effects when you're combining VOLCAs or other equipment using different time signatures with that. So that is the VOLCA Kick. Let's have one more pattern just to play us out, and you should go and enjoy it.